And who cares about that at the end of the day? You want them to grow, you know? Because eventually, there might be a time where I grow, you know? And I want that. I want to grow. You know, this is what I want to do with my life. I don't want to just do streaming, though. You know, I want to have other content than just streaming. Because living on streaming by itself is not a way to go. You want to have merch. You want to have all these things that you want to do in life, in your streaming career, to have a bigger career out of something else whenever it comes. Because Twitch won't last forever. You know, streaming won't last forever. There's going to be something else that comes out in the future that will be bigger. And, you know, you got to be ready for that. And if you already have a fan base ready for that, guess what? You have a future, you know? Unfortunately, we don't live in that world yet. And there are still too many streamers, like I said, and there are too many, there are less viewers than streamers, so it's, you know, I can definitely set up your merch. I already have merch. But I want to get more merch, and I want to get more emotes. Then you'll be ignoring the OG boys. I understand that's a lot of streamers' goal. I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, you still know people that came around because they would VIP. Because people get VIP'd for people that actually come to the stream. Like, I remember this kid just kept wanting to be mod and wanting to be a VIP, but then he stopped coming, and it's like, well, you're not going to get VIP'd then, right? Like, it just makes sense. You know, like, if he came by, you know, 20 years later or something, I have more viewers and more of a fan base, you know, most likely I won't remember him, but is that my fault or is that his? Because as streamers grow, they do remember the people that were there in the beginning. They do. The problem is new people that come in aren't always going to be good people in the first place. There are a lot of dumb viewers. I'm going to just say it. There are a lot of dumb viewers. You think about, like, when Among Us was the meta, just go to these bigger streamers' chats from you know, like, in history, and you'll realize how many viewers are, like, 12-year-olds constantly spamming who's the imposter or whatever it is, and it's just like, that's why they don't read chat, because of people like that. But it's not just that case. There's other cases that happen. You know, like, there are people that are trying to get people to do specific things. It's like, yo, the streamer is the streamer. You're not the fucking streamer. Then shut the fuck up. Don't sit there and try to get the streamer to do what you want them to do. You know, like, there are tons of viewers that do that. And that's why I can understand why bigger streamers ignore their chatters they don't know. You know, I understand it. You know, I mean, thing is, you can have 100 viewers and live off Twitch. You don't have to have you don't have to have 10,000. You can have literally 100 viewers and live off Twitch. I had that happen. I watched this guy since, like, one viewer streams for like 6 months, and I came back after a year and he had 100 and didn't remember. Yeah, it's not the bigger streamers' fault that they don't read the chat. It's really not. It's usually because the viewers in that chat aren't the smartest people. And unfortunately, that's very true. You know, I'm trying to create a community kind of like Sykkuno's. I mean, like, sure, there are times where, you know, we can get, like, toxic or mad at a game, but at the end of the day, we joke around and we have fun and we smile at the end of the day, you know? You're gonna forget us? I have Murray, you're my mod. How am I gonna forget you? Honestly, though, you know, how am I gonna forget you? What you mean, Murray? What you mean? But, like, yeah, if people came by, you know, all the time when I stream and actually came by and made an effort to come by, even if it's for 10 seconds, you know, I would remember them. Let's riot, boys. LMAO.
Brother Virgil.
Your Excellency. Weren't you supposed to be looking for
sad hour, so be quiet.
Indeed.
Oh, be quiet.
I regret to say that they are indeed all dead.
I knew it. What a waste. Eugenia and her recklessness are to blame for this.
I'm afraid someone else is responsible for this. These deaths are not accidental, and yet they were disguised as such.
The savages.
Mini
The
Kappa.
thirst for blood is unquenchable. I knew we should never have come without an escort.
Watch your
I want to
tongue,
have
priest.
more
Our
emotes to
people have no
replace.
need
I'll make sure to
hide
interrupt
when
the
they
stream then,
protect
so
their
I can
land.
become one of the
Only
boys.
the Renai
Yeah, but
Zayat
that's
is
what you would
deceitful
want
enough
too,
to
right? Like you
disguise
want
a
to be a
death.
part of the community, and then if you do decide to stream, you know, like
Someone
other
who desperately
streamers
wanted
that are
this
friends with others.
expedition to
Hold up, I'll
fail.
get into it in a minute.
Does that remind you of anyone?
Fine. You unmasked me. But know that my cause is righteous. The Ordo Luminis sent me to keep an eye on this expedition, to ensure that the discoveries we made would not jeopardize our nation or our presence on this island.
This guy's a dickhead.
But the inscriptions on the tablets are a heresy. A dangerous manipulation. Can you imagine what would happen if it was said that our founder listened to the teachings of the natives? But even then,
He did because he knew
foolish
the island.
Eugenia
You idiot.
accepted
I
these
hate this guy, dude.
discoveries as truth, without
It
any
is
hesitation, without realizing that our entire nation could suffer because of it. So yes, I wanted to scare her.
I understand that you might want to protect your nation. But to go as far as assassinating several of your colleagues?
Yeah, the guy
Come
deserves
now.
to be hanged.
What would you do if someone
Maybe
were
tortured
threatening
alive
the
for killing his,
congregation?
you know, stabbing
You
people in the
cannot
back
make
because
me
he's a
believe that
coward.
You would not be willing to kill. You may have already done so, but since you want to avoid,
I
using
think,
violence, help me convince Eugenia to go back to Eden. My colleagues
Yo,
and I
Murray.
know how to sort through these discoveries,
Or,
and you will
no.
be rewarded.
I'm an idiot.
Of
Murray,
course.
you're not Swedish, are
This
you? You're
Renai
Scottish.
Zayat tried
Right?
to blame my
I don't
people
remember.
for these crimes.
I'm pretty
The
sure you're
priests
Scottish.
would have wanted to punish them, and innocent people would have died. He must answer for his treachery.
I'll get into it in a sec. Oh yeah, before we do this, I'm gonna say this. Okay, let me go to the emotes first. These are the ones that I want changed. I want to have something like it, like, kind of like, you know, like, for example, the heart one. Cute, you know, holding the heart, and it's like giving it, right? And I would like to change something like that. To have something like that where the heart is, you know, handing, you know, much love, that's all I always do, you know? And then, like, the hype, you know, and the hype would be all for the, you know, the fucking subs or whatever bits, you know, whatever it is. And then raids would be with the heart one, and then GG would be, you know, just in general. I'm anything you want to be. Let me make sure I read this. I'll make sure I drop it. I already read that. Gotta make him RMBR then. Wait, what's RMBR? My only problem is that I would speak Swedish because my English speaking isn't that good. I speak a little multiple language. I'd love to help. And then there's me. I never speak any languages. Like, I learned Spanish and I don't remember any of it. The boys wouldn't understand then, lol. You need a face cap animated into an emote. I think I have to reach a certain number of subs before I can actually do anything though with more emotes. However, as I was saying though, you would want to be friends with a streamer while they grow, because networking as a streamer while someone grows is actually very good. And like just being friends with another streamer can actually be beneficial for both of you, because both of you will grow eventually, and that's how you really grow on Twitch too, is networking. It's hard not to do it without networking. Can I actually speak English here? Let me know. Pretty much. I don't like when someone comes. I mean, there's people that will come here and speak like Bulgarian, say something racist, and I have no clue what they say, and then I have to look it up. Like, oh, what a dickhead! Like, I had this one kid. I mean, he said it in English, but he said some shit, and I was just like, what a dumbass. And then he said, oh, I didn't mean to type that. Yeah, you didn't mean to type like a 6-letter word. Like, shut up. I'm gonna reveal whatever happened, everyone.
It seems to me that all members of this expedition
I speak
are
utter
concerned.
total shite.
They should decide on what to do next.
Autocorrect. Yeah, like, bro, there's certain things you blame autocorrect, but not what he was saying. Yeah, I'm friends with multiple growing streamers. I can't wait to start. Yeah.
Everybody listen.
You know, I've been
Alas,
streaming on Twitch for
I must
years.
inform you that I found
You
the
know,
dead
I haven't grown
bodies
that
of our
much.
missing colleagues.
How awful.
I don't make
What
much.
happened to them?
Someone wanted us to
I
believe
mean, I
that
made
they were
$200
killed by some
last year,
swamp
that's it.
animals. But it was all
So,
staged.
you know.
Your colleagues were murdered, and their bodies abandoned to the creatures.
What?
So far this year, I
do
only
such a
made
thing?
about 120.
And who murdered them?
Brother Virgil
This
confessed to his
previous month I am carrying $26. Yeah, it does start helping me get. I've been streaming on Twitch for like 6 years. So. Ever for the 19-year-old you.
Our
Shut up.
You stupid.
Be quiet.
You really
Be
believe
quiet,
that I will
Murray.
let you pass judgment on me? You
About
shouldn't have been so
marketing,
quick
really.
to accept
Yeah.
these lies that could destroy our
Networking
nation. And want to
is
reveal
worse,
them for all
actually,
to
because I
hear.
have been
You
marketing.
are solely
I stopped
responsible for these
marketing.
deaths.
How dare
Honestly.
you present yourself as the protector of our nation?
I like your
Murderer.
Gina. She's cool.
Things are about to get dicey.
Come and fight! Enlightened guides his own.
I used to do it a lot more. For clip, okay, the thing is, have you been streaming with other streamers as well? I think that would help. Yeah, I have. I have previously. Like, your streamer friends could help you out, like you said. Yeah, I have. The problem is, I don't have a PC, for example, right? So, like, when Among Us was a meta, I could have been growing on it. But I wasn't, because I don't have a computer. And they didn't release it for console. And then they're like, hey, by the way, now it's coming out for console. By the time it comes out, it's gonna be pretty much dead anyway. So, you know. Like, I feel like it, like, I hate when companies do that. They're like, oh, we're gonna release it in the future for everything else. It's like, I just don't think that's a good idea. You know, and I don't have a good enough mobile device anyway, you know, so I can't do that. And I can't do IRL streams, really, other than just chatting on here. Apex is meta now. Yeah, but so is Warzone, and Warzone was not the meta to actually stream on to grow. Apex isn't going to be very good for growing as a smaller streamer. As a bigger streamer, sure. I don't even have a setup. Yeah, it sucks without PC. PC, you can do so much more content, you can create more, and you know, like, streaming isn't my only thing, you know, like, I want to do content creation in general. Like, eventually, when we can have better internet in the world, you know, I want to go on road trips. Imagine me streaming an entire road trip. That shit would be sick as fuck. That'd be awesome. That'd be cool. But we don't not have that place yet. And we don't have a location for it. And we don't have the internet for it yet. You know, like, that's gonna it's gonna be a while before we can really, really do that. And we could still, like, have mini trips, sure. But nowhere near what we'd want. And, you know, you know, like I was talking about castles and shit, you know, eventually, what if I had the amount of money to buy a castle? I would do it. I really would. I've been thinking about getting a Sprinter van to go on road trips with, right? What if I made it where I can have a setup in the van? The 5G Illuminati shit. Illuminati shit, yeah. It's possible to have 6G, you know? It's possible to be better, though. And I think in the future it could be. For sure. But, like, you know, we're gonna have, like, robots, like, fully compatible robots by 2040, which is 20 years, right? Or about 20 years. And then you also gotta remember that, you know, we might even have some robots by 2030. I don't know how available they're gonna be, but we might. Or at least early 2030s. And it's just, like, fucking, if we were to have some shit like that now, let's say, and you can get a castle free, you know, that's right. There's thousands that you just have to wait a year license for. Yeah, but usually they're not that great. But back to what I was saying. Now, if I decide and I have the money, so I get a Sprinter van, for example. First off, I gotta make the money to get a Sprinter van, a custom one specifically. And if I can get a setup in the van, I literally could stream, and it'd be awesome. It's 6G, and honestly, the features of surveillance could be just fucking good at the same time. Yeah. I mean, of robots, I mean, people are going to be like, oh, robots are taking our jobs, just like they were in, like, Kingdom Come Deliverance. And the thing about this is, it's like, no matter what, they're going to do it. Okay, they're going to exist, and eventually, either your business is going to go under the bucket, because most people are going to be buying from robots' businesses anyway. The only people that won't really need to be robots are the people that actually own that business. So if you're not already owning a business by the time robots exist, buddy, you're not going to be making anything, so I don't really know how taxes are going to work then, because, you know, you're going to be not really making anything. My point is, money won't be as important anyway, right? And the amount of money that is inflated, it's like we're going to have something else in the future that happens. So it kind of depends what it is. Hell, maybe I just need to make robots. Hopefully I'll get a day off then. You will. Yeah, dude, I want to be a police officer in Sweden. My only fear is replacing police with drones. I don't mind, like, fucking them taking people's jobs, to be honest, personally. But that's because I personally can't work either. Like, you know, mental health-wise. I literally can't. And there's not a lot of people that actually understand that, and there are tons of people that will shit on that by itself. And that pisses me off the most. It really annoys me. Speak to
I'm
her now.
sorry, sister. Brother Virgil fled during the battle.
Of course he did. He's a coward.
Coward.
And naturally, his accomplices fled along with
Really,
him.
the two only secure
What a
jobs.
waste. So many people died.
One sec.
Perhaps I shouldn't have revealed his crimes in front of everyone. I thought it
Medical
was the
most
best
likely
way of
will have
ensuring he
doctors,
would be
though.
judged.
Because
Considering
doctors
how
fuck
high
up too.
tensions have been these last few days,
I
a
work with
fight
people
was
with mental
inevitable,
health,
alas.
yeah.
But you did what you thought was fair. Here, take this as a token of gratitude for
wouldn't think,
shedding
would
light
you?
on these dismal events. Alas, we will have to go back to Eden as well.
Well, I just didn't know.
There are too few of us to continue the research.
Were you hoping to discover more?
Of course. This place was but a single step in St. Matthias's journey. The last tablets speak of a journey northbound, further up in the swamp. But even if Virgil is no longer a threat, we are not
I'm a support
sufficiently well
worker.
equipped to go there.
Yeah.
We could go there for you if you wish.
Oh,
You just have to tell us
one
where
sec.
to look.
That would be marvelous. Of course, you would have to start from the excavation site where he wrote this. I think I noticed a path going north when I was there, actually. Look for any traces of life. Perhaps you will be lucky enough to find more of his writings. That would be fantastic.
Don't worry.
It's really
I
not
will
that hard to get it
conduct
up.
this
No,
research
it's
and
not.
find you
But
here if
I'm
I
a mental,
uncover anything.
like, I literally can't work because of my mental health. It's not that it's hard to get a job. It was never really hard up here, to be honest. It's really not. Like, certain places, sure, they're closing down, like, fucking the movie theaters, for example. But most places, you could still get jobs at. I mean, Walmart said they would pay the people to, or Walmart. They were literally paying people before even working at